The president dreams of a servant in Sacramento, a Western White House. But unfortunately for him, our campaign is winning. So with early voting starting in about a month, Trump and Patel are trying to interfere in the California election. They are desperate to extend their reach until there is a corner of this republic, no corner left, untarnished by their revenge. They think that if they can sneak 2 Republican loyalists past the June 2 threshold, they can ignore the will of the voters. But the choice belongs to Californians, and they will never let it go. My name is Swalwell. I'm a U.S. Congressman. I'm a candidate for governor of California. But above all, I'm a citizen, speaking to you in a moment of national peril. It was once written that, quote, "The FBI was created for a noble purpose. Today, it is frequently being directed against political opponents," end quote. The author goes on to warn that the Bureau cannot, under any circumstance, lose focus of their mission and, quote, "play political games." You'd think that was etched into the glass at Quantico, or maybe spoken by John F. Kennedy. It wasn't. It was written by Kash Patel. The brave investigative revelations this weekend in the Washington Post and New York Times aren't just news stories. They're a diagnosis of a sickness, of a great Washington rot. They detail an effort by the federal government to manufacture deceit, to crush a campaign not with arguments, but with bruised purple fists of power. Californians, we owe a profound amount of gratitude to the men and women of the FBI who stepped into the light this week. When asked to participate in this horrendous abuse of power, they looked to their creed: fidelity, bravery, integrity, and they chose the difficult, holy work of telling the truth. So my ask right now of the men and women in the building behind me, working on behalf of the great people of California and our country, is this: always speak the truth, even when it's hard. Come forward if you see abuse. You will be protected. And I want you to know this: Democrats will be in the majority in about 9 months. And when we control the House of Representatives after the midterms, anyone on any level who has done wrong to you, who has pressured you to do something you know you should not do, they will be dragged by my colleagues into a hearing, and you will be protected. In the long history of our Bureau, Kash Patel is a temporary employee, but the quiet courage of those agents will outlast him, and they'll outlast the man that he's so desperate to please. Donald Trump and Kash Patel can compile their enemies list, but they cannot command the dawn. We will do that. This November, we will begin the great work of closing the curtain on the deepest, most devastating crisis our American experience has endured since the Civil War. And let this year, the 250th anniversary of American democracy, remind us that we have before suffered in darkness. And let us now be the ones who restore this nation and this golden state to the light. This effort to weaponize the FBI against the president's political enemy at a time that we are at war shows a distraction. It shows an obsession with going after the president's political opponents. And it also shows anyone, anywhere who would ever be asked to help their government, why would you do this if it would be perverted in a way to make you look like you did something wrong? We are being asked in the next couple of weeks to authorize surveillance authorities to protect the homeland. My Democratic colleagues are telling me, hell no, why would we want to give these guys more power if their eyes are not on the job of protecting the American people? I also want to update you that we are now working with our counsel to take further appropriate legal action. I have the only surviving lawsuit that this president is facing. It's me and the January 6th officers. I know the only language this president and his corrupt actors like Kash Patel understand is the language of strength and being on offense. And we will continue to make them react before they can have the most vulnerable Californians react.